not gonna lie. There's a little bit of fun in that one.
Yeah. It's like a roller coaster. Hey everyone, welcome to Hot Dabs. This is a show with hot takes and even hotter red hot rippers. I'm your host, Hashholes. Today we're joined by a special guest, Fidels, owner, founder, and operator at Fidel Seed Co and Fidels Hashholes, current defending champion from the Trans Bay Challenge. Fidel, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, man. Pleasure.
Are you ready to rip some hot dabs?
I was born ready.
All right. So for our first dab today, we're going to be going in on some Clio. Have you ever heard of Clio before?
I haven't.
So Clio is grown by Zen Labs in Oceanside, California. Clio is a cross between Triple Burger and Julius Caesar. So this little bad boy was pheno hunted by them in-house, and it turned out with an eclectic, like, grape moonshine palate. It's really unique, it has a good yield. So what we're gonna do is start out our first dab with the Dr. Dabber. This is the Dr. Dabber XS. It's our newest and smallest device. It's spill-proof, has 4 different heat settings, and all the rip to take it on the go. Are you familiar with the Dr. Dabber?
I am.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is take a dab, and we're gonna put it right in the center portion here, and just push it down so that we try to make contact with that bottom heating mechanism.
Gotcha. Generous tings. First dab of the day tings.
Feel free to take as big of a dab as you'd like.
I think we got to give the people what they came here to see.
And then to get it turned on, we're just gonna click it 5 times. What color are you on?
I'm on the turquoise ting.
Hit it again, please. You're on the perfect setting, so I'm just gonna adjust mine to be on the same setting as you. So we're gonna be going in at 575 degrees, as you can see. This is gonna be our first dab on the Dr. Dabber. So once you have that packed up, go ahead and put that glass piece just right on top.
Double tapped it.
Oh, tap it 3 times until you're back on that light blue. Here, I got you. It's a little bit hard at first. And then we're just looking for that cyan setting, so that'll put us at 575. So we're both at 575, and then to get it heating up, we're just gonna hold it in for 3 seconds. You feel it vibrate?
Yep.
And then when it turns green and it vibrates, that means we're ready to go. And we're gonna hit it just nice and smooth like a bubbler to get all that taste. And then as we take our first dab, it's usually customary that I ask our guests about their first dab, but I know that you smoke flower a lot, so I wanna go back and start with your first time actually smoking flower. What do you remember about it? Can you tell us where you were, what you were smoking, and how it came about?
Vividly, I will.
This is a segment we like to call Story Time.
That was great.
Tasty, really smooth, nothing overwhelming. This is the warm-up dab.
Dad told me if you don't cough, you don't get high.
I definitely heard that when I was an adolescent.
My father taught me. I love it.
I'm gonna heat mine up too because I don't want to waste any of this.
Oh man.
So, what do you remember about your first time smoking weed?
My first time getting high, I smoked OG. I smoked it out of a glass pipe, and I was driving the car. I vividly remember because me and my friends took a trip to Morongo, which is near Coachella, and they packed a pipe for me, and I hit it out of a glass pipe. And I got high because I didn't hold back. Like, I didn't hold back on the inhale. Usually I think people on their first smoke, they're scared to draw. So
yeah, that could be true. If you're not inhaling it, you probably won't get high your first time. The first time I smoked, we bought this bag that was supposed to be weed, but I swear to God, looking back, it had to be oregano because it was just all like leaves. And I didn't get high, and I used to always tell people, oh, you don't get high your first time, but I think I just wasn't smoking weed my first time, personally. But that totally makes sense. If you're inhaling it, you're more likely to get more baked. Need some Q-tips?
Yes,
there you
sir.
go. So after that first time smoking, did you immediately know that this is a career that you wanted to work in? Did you know that weed had a special connection with you immediately, or was that something that you formed down the road?
I formed that down the road, but I vividly know the moment that it happened. I was in my second semester in college, and I was working part-time at the hydro shop then. I was just a bag boy. I didn't know anything that I know now. And I had spent enough time in the hydro shop, and I spent enough time in school to know what was right and what was wrong for me. And I vividly knew that I was bound for the cannabis industry, especially in cultivation. That's where I honed in everything. And yeah, they hit me.
So you had the epiphany moment.
Oh yeah.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah. So you had that specific moment. And what can you say, how did your outlook on your hustle change when you realized, okay, weed is where I want to work? Did anything change about your approach of how you went about daily life? Did your goals change at that point?
I was eager to learn a lot early on. I had that dry sponge mentality day in and day out. I just wanted to soak up as much game. Like that.
Like dry SpongeBob.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, and your water was education.
Yeah.
And you mentioned working at a grow store. I know from your documentary that you started out at the Grow Gen in Santa Clarita, correct?
Yeah.
What would you say, how did that Grow Gen help you as an individual form some type of understanding of the plant, if any?
It gave me everything I know to this day. Doing it for 9 years, day in and day out. At the time, it was known as SCB Hydros in Santa Clarita, 1,000 square foot store. I was just a bag boy. I knew nothing. Coming into it, I learned about nutrients, soil, rock wool, cocoa.
And did you apply because you wanted to learn these things?
Yeah, I was eager. I had that pep in my step. When you're young, you want to learn about things. And I was fortunate enough to learn about cannabis, the plant of cannabis. Day in and day out, talking to growers, like 50, 60 growers a day. I outgrew that 1,000 square foot hydro shop to being a 26,000 square foot store. So it was like it was a dream come true.
So that's a valuable asset you just mentioned. Everybody that was coming in was growers, so you were bouncing ideas off of them and learning from them firsthand while working at the hydro store.
Yes, correct.
Because there's a concept, when I first started going to the hydro store, I expected that the people that were working there were going to teach me how to grow. Like, I thought that's how it worked, but it's not necessarily true. A lot of times the growers coming in know exactly what they're looking for. They're not necessarily asking questions, but like you said, just taking that initiative to take advantage of the situation that you were in, you were very smart to do, and you can see how far it's taken you. Yeah. Why would you say it's valuable for individuals to take an entry-level job such as a grow store or something? Today it seems like a lot of people aren't willing to sacrifice in their early years. Why would you say it's important to try?
You learn so much when something is a stepping stone in life. It's great to take a leap and succeed, right? But when you're using the stepping stones, you're actually going the proper route. I feel like learning, mentoring somebody or a brand or a business, and actually applying yourself, being selfless, whether you're not making the money that you want, but you're learning. It's opening so much doors for you. That's the true route to go. It's a harder way. It's not an easy way, how most people prefer, but I truly think that's the way to succeeding within.
Yeah. Just constant practice and improving your craft. So you mentioned, my next question was going to be, how long did you work at GrowGen before you moved on to start your own brand? But you just mentioned you were there for 9 years.
For 9 years.
That's
yes,
amazing. Yeah. And through that time, I'm assuming there was some vertical improvement in your job status. Were you gaining promotions?
There was, yeah. I went from being just a bag boy to managing 18 people. And it's crazy because about 6 years into it, the company really got corporate, and I wasn't digging those vibes. I stepped away, and I was asked to come back 2 years later. And when I came back, I excelled everything to a whole nother level, and I was given a percentage of the shop. So it just showed me like going hard, grinding, sticking to your guns. It actually does do something. It wasn't an owner. I turned into an owner, from a bag boy to an owner. That's like if I had to tell people like what route to take to come in this industry, it's exactly what I did. Go to the hydro shop, go learn, go grow yourself, and then you start building a brand from there.
And like you just mentioned, by becoming a manager of 18 people, you didn't just learn plant skills, you were learning people skills. You were learning how to deal with different people from different backgrounds and how to keep everybody happy, because as you running a team, it's very important to keep your team happy. You want to be a living microorganism pretty much within your facility, correct?
Facts,
yeah. Okay, so at this point, when you left GrowGen, is this when you began Fidels?
No, I'd already started Fidels early on, so I was known as Fidel Hydro at the hydro shop. It wasn't because I grew hydro, it wasn't because I grew in Rockwool, even though I did. It's just that was a nickname I picked up. That was my Instagram handle for the longest before that account got taken down. But I started developing the brand early on
while you're
in the hydro shop. Yeah, and
awesome.
I saw the importance of what it could be. I had the privilege of helping my middle brother, Serge, build out the cookies cultivation end of things. We had sold him everything through our hydro shop. We assembled the benches together, did the lights together. So it was cool seeing all that. But that's when I realized that I'm my own entity. As much as this influence everything that's around me, I could just settle for a job working for another company. I could build my own special thing. That was Fidels. So.
What made you want to have your own special thing? A lot of people are perfectly fine with working for a bigger company or a well-known company. You mentioned your brothers. They're very successful in the industry. Cookies Maywood, all gas, no brakes. Yep. So what made you want to have your own thing?
I'm independent as it gets. Like, I really like that route. I really like that me and my brothers each have our own lane. We're succeeding. And that'll come together in many facets, and people will see that. But I see the importance in being independent in everything, from how we started to where my cultivation's at now. It's truly a challenge, but it's the way to go.
I believe that you can truly stick to your own moral code if you're independent to yourself and not relying on other entities. Yep. That's when a lot of sacrifices or corners cut come into play, because you're dealing with keeping other people happy, and it's not just your own thing.
It taints your judgment. It takes away the fire that started your original drive, I would say. So
now that you were working in the grow store, you have your brand being developed while you're working there. Had you started dabbing by this point yet?
I started dabbing like early shatter days. As soon as shatter was a thing, amber colored glass, like the clearer you could see through it, that it was very interesting. But I started dabbing when I was still at the hydro shop for sure. Yeah.
So what made me ask that was, I was wondering, were you smoking hash rosin as the concentrate by the time that you came up with the idea for Hashholes, or were you already thinking about this when you were smoking shatter and live resin?
Like many people, I remember when shatter and live resin was a thing, I'd wrap it around the joint, I'd put it in the center of the joint. It wasn't nothing new in that fashion. It was just when doing it with hash rosin, it's just, you could truly taste the difference, right? And that inspiration came later, a few years later, but yeah, we would definitely do it with shatter. It was in it from the get. You'd be rolling them that way.
Are you ready for another dab? I'm starting to get sobered up.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
For dab number 2 today, we're going to be going in on some Blue Mosa. All right, so for dab number 2, we're going to be going in at 650 degrees, which means we're going to have to put the Dr. Dabbers away and slide over the contrabassos. Are you familiar with the contrabasso?
I'm not.
So this is a contrabasso. It's a heady piece of glass, and we have a Terp Slurper style nail on here, 14 millimeters. So these, since we got to take them a little bit hotter, we're gonna have to heat them up with a torch, and then we're gonna let them cool down. I have this for you over here. We're just gonna turn this on. So after you heat your nail up, you'll just have this under it, and it'll be able to read the temperature for you.
What are we shooting for again?
650.
650 tings.
We're gonna have to heat it up. We'll heat it up together, and we want to get an even heat on like both sides of the nail. So you can just mimic me, but I'm sure you know what you're doing. And then this will take a little bit to cool down, so we'll have some time to prepare our dab. So the Hashholes, you mentioned that was a couple years later. What was going on in your life? Where were you when this idea came about? Was it another epiphany moment, or was this something that was a gradual occurrence?
So the Hashholes got inspired from a trip to Barcelona in 2018. We went to Spanibus, and that trip truly triggered everything for me. It was a major time where my brand became a brand for me, and while we were out there, I had the privilege of being along some great individuals, Frosty, Jigga, and a bunch of other people, Lorenzo from Talking Terps. So I had the privilege of being along these people smoking grade A flower and grade A hash in a country where that shouldn't have it at this time. So it was a great inspirational trip. While we were out there, we're smoking, and it triggered that. That's when we were warming it up, putting it in the middle, and I came back with that drive. And we own all our own printers. We grow everything in-house. And I started rolling Hashholes as just a personal thing. And I'd post them up on Instagram, and people would be like, what's that joint that you're smoking with the hole in the middle? And it became a thing at that time. Like I was like, how can I scale this up? How can I bring it to be a product for the masses? And when I just dropped my temp a little bit. I got to heat it back up.
Sneaks up on you.
Yeah. We got to do it right. No shenanigans. 650 tings.
Fidels is a man of high integrity. We're going to make sure that you get the temperatures you deserve as consumers at home and viewers. Don't forget to smash that fucking like and subscribe for more.
Oh, yeah. There we go. 670, 650.
Yeah. That's a cloud. I almost just hit my mic. I thought it was the fucking rig for a second.
Feel good.
I fucking love the 650 DABS.
This is
It wakes you up. It's like the perfect amount of smoke. It's not burnt yet. Not completely
yet.
burnt.
That's probably going to be the best dab of the day.
Yeah,
to be
it's
honest
gonna be.
with you. Yeah.
So enjoy that while we have it. Let that linger on your palate.
Wow.
How would you describe that?
That is. I feel like I'm on a vineyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me taste all the grapes right now. Some gassy grapes in there.
What's the weather like? Summer
It's
day?
nice. It feels like
Or are
it's
we on the
76.
coast?
We got a little breeze.
Can you feel the mist, the ocean mist
I
coming
feel
in?
mountainside right now.
Oh, we're on the
Yeah,
mountains.
I feel like
Okay.
I'm
The
being,
birds are chirping.
I'm being fed the grapes right now.
Okay.
That's tasty.
That's a good review. That's a good review. So you were mentioning the Hashholes started out as something that you like to smoke yourself. And I feel like some of the best products in the market are made by people that design them for themselves. If it's something that the inventor can appreciate, then I think it's something that everybody will appreciate.
Yep.
So like you said, you were just smoking those yourself. What led to them becoming a public thing?
I realized that I had the privilege of growing and rolling something and providing it to people. So I took it upon myself. I took it upon myself to start rolling them. And I rolled them, made a really dope label for them that I'm known for, the shiny Hashhole label. And I started putting them out and noticed it was selling like crazy. No matter the price of the joint. It started off as the $100 joint and it evolved to a lot more than that, being resold. And when I like rolled them, I realized I'm doing like 70, 80 a day with all the other.
You were rolling them all?
Yeah, with all the other shit that I have to do throughout the day.
How long did it take to roll one?
After you have everything laid out for you, the process is just like a couple minutes.
But the setup is what takes time.
It's the grinding, the prepping, the weighing, and all that stuff. Yeah, I realized I couldn't roll them myself. If I wanted to achieve what I want to achieve, like today I'm known for taking it to scale. I'm not talking about who did it first and none of that. Taking it to scale the right way. So I taught a group of rollers to roll them exactly like me. You shouldn't be able to differentiate the difference because it looks the same SOPs, as corporate likes to call it. And yeah,
Center burning Hashhole every time.
yeah, we took it to scale. We're known for our pairings. We pair the flour and the hash strategically, as you should. We never shy away from what we give people. We have two sizes, which is the 2.8 grams of flour and 1 gram of hash. And then we have the mini, which is 1.5 grams of flour and half a gram of hash. So
Different price points for the consumer.
Yeah, and you could share them. The original is for 3-4 people, and
They're great for special occasions or for a gift for somebody. If you really want to show somebody that you care, get them a hash. If you're ever at like the deadline for a birthday or a holiday and you don't know what to get somebody, hit up Fidels, get them a Hashhole. You're gonna make somebody real happy.
it became a celebratory thing. I hear it from a lot of people.
Yes,
that they
we
use to
save them.
celebrate.
We used to save them for special occasions, but then it got to the point that I didn't even want to smoke weed unless there was a Hashhole because they tasted so good.
Yep.
And it honestly, it didn't ruin weed because I still appreciate it and I love it. But it's hard to go back to just joints of pure flour when you're used to that concentrate kick in it.
I totally understand. Yeah, that's why I'm here smoking 4 or 5 grams of hash a day through Hashholes. It's crazy.
Yeah, you probably honestly smoke more hash than me. I'm dabbing all day, but it's not in the form of Hashholes, so you probably just blow past me in like a quarter mile. You just keep puffing tough.
Dabbing's different though. But truly think about how much hash we consume through Hashholes, and it's probably raised hash consumption up significantly.
I do think about that, and I appreciate you for doing that. So that brings me to my next point. The market, and a good place to see how the market is to check out Instagram. Do you care if we take a look at your Instagram today?
Let's do it.
All right, this is a little section we like to call High on the Gram. I got it right. First of all, we just need to make sure that I'm on the right page because you are one of the most impersonated people online when it comes to profiles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fakes out there, folks, so don't get fooled. If anybody called Fidels DMs you to sell you a product, it is not the real Fidel. It is not a Fideli ting to reach out trying to sell tings.
Exactly. So Fidels Worldwide with the S is the correct one.
So I'm on the right page here.
Yeah, you're on the right one.
Okay, I'm glad. And so let's just take a look here. This post here, Fidels Episode 1, docu-series world premiere. I went ahead and checked this out. There's all 3 episodes are on YouTube right now, correct?
Yes, correct.
And it's a beautifully shot production. Can you tell us a little bit about who helped you make this and what your goal for this series is?
My friends over at Vending Machine helped me create this, and we had been filming for a while. So I built out my cultivation facility in Adelanto, and at the beginning of that, I had an idea to start capturing more of my life, the everyday, what's going on, what's truly going on, the good and the bad.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah. And I have a story to tell, like my background, where I come from, my brothers, my family in this business, and we did that. We're achieving that through the docu-series. My goal is just filming, and hopefully we can look back 2-3 years from now at an accumulation of episodes and it tells more of our journey. And it's been special. I truly think if you haven't checked it out, go to Fidels Episode 1 on YouTube, and it's the best 21 minutes of my life, honestly. So
I love the episode where you're scaring people too. It just shows like the lightheartedness behind your facility. It seems like a good team that you have there.
Yeah.
And I know how important it is to have a good team behind you. So it's really cool to see some behind the scenes footage. So anybody at home that wants to know what's going on with Fidels or what's going to break, the things that everybody doesn't realize are happening on a daily basis, check out his web series because he keeps it real on there. And it's a really cool series.
Everyone paints like a picture perfect lifestyle, and it's growing isn't that, and I'll show you that.
No, that's the Instagram lifestyle that people are getting like sucked into. Like everything is daisies because that's all that people post, but there's a lot of losses that go on behind the scenes, people.
Yeah.
So as we move on, we'll take another look. This one is first place flower at the Trans Bay Challenge, number 4. It says first time entering my flower in any sort of competition, and we took first place with our KMZ, Kush Mint Skittles. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to win this competition? And did you expect, honestly, when you entered?
I didn't expect to win at all, to be honest with you. We were running the booth, and we almost didn't even make it inside to see the award ceremony. And I felt this energy that I needed to be in there. So I literally walked away from my booth, and I went inside, and I was just standing amongst everyone else. And it was a really cool moment when they announced it. I was like, me? Surprised, but I'm not surprised. The hard work is there, the grind is there, genetics are there, the flower spoke for itself. So it was a aha moment. A lot of people realized some things about Fideli, but I was happy to share that.
It must have felt good. I know how much hard work goes on behind the scenes. You guys are at every single event. You do pop-ups every weekend, and I know how hard you work. So I was proud to see that you guys won. Congrats on that.
Yeah, it was cool. It gave us a lot of momentum with the strain too. Now a lot of people know it. It's my favorite thing to smoke right now.
I love KMZs.
Yeah,
you've gifted me some, and it's amazing. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So as we keep scrolling here, we go to a merch drop, and these are insane. I like to call these the wook grain, not the wood grain, the wook grain, because a wook would love it, and they are like wood grain. It says 50% bamboo, 50% cotton, cut, sewn, and dyed in Los Angeles. I wanted to end this year out with a bang. My right-hand man, Dabber Dan, and I have been working hard on this next project, and I'm proud to announce the new winter clothing collection is now available. FidelsClothing.com for anybody at home that's checking this out. Look at how cool these is. I got these are. I got a fucking 650 talking, fucking. But I got a pair of these, and they're comfortable as hell. Can you tell us a little bit about this drop that you did? How do you identify garments that you want to use, and why is it important for you to release merch like you do?
So we truly take our time with merch because when we haven't in the past, I have learned. I've created clothing many times over, and we just get better and better at it. Fortunately, I come from a family that has history in clothing. So all my family in Beirut, Lebanon, they have clothing stores. My uncles and aunts go and get clothing from other countries. They do their own collections. So that kind of inspired me early on. But I started paying attention to the material we use, right? When you wear something after you buy it, and you wash it, does it still feel the same the second time? It actually feel better the second time? Those little things, right? And then the material we're using, like new batch, is all 50% cotton, 50% bamboo. Like you said, it's special. This pattern is our pattern, right? This Fidel sweats. I didn't take some generic one from a company that makes it, which is great. I didn't do that route. These were cut and sewn in LA. We went a little bit harder to do it. We spent a little bit more to do it. We're not taxing the end consumer. I'm all about it. Like, I'm all about wearing my own shit now. I'm cool. I spend money on clothes and I get inspired by other brands, but I'm not out here like buying Gucci left and right. I'd rather fucking sew my own clothing and find something that I would wear, right?
I'd rather invest in yourself than rock another brand and overpay for it. Yeah. And your guys' stuff is honestly the same quality as Gucci, in my opinion. It's so soft. That bamboo really makes a difference. For anybody that's never had a bamboo garment, they're so soft. And after a wash, it's the same. It doesn't get scratchy. I love that you guys use that stuff. Sam was actually wearing yours in episode 1 of this when he caught the nail on fire.
Natural things.
But as we move on, we'll take a look at this post. This is really unique, and you guys do a great job at your collaborations and coming up with just unique new SKUs that have never been done before. This looks like it's a collab between Fidels and Carrots, and it looks like you're wearing a Carrots.
Yep. This project is awesome. This is like me and Dabber Dan crushed it on this one. So it's a goal of mine to cross over from cannabis to clothing. And we did it with this one. Like, this is a special edition box that you get this hoodie, the sweats, a t-shirt with the carrots with the center of the hash hole. We made a headband for it, gibbets for the croc collab that Anwar has.
That's so cool. So the joints go inside of these carrots that we see here, correct?
It's all centered around this 3D printed carrot, a collectible carrot, and inside it is an original hash hole. And we did a special pairing with that hash hole. It's flowers of Zion with rainbow belts. It smokes amazing, like through the roof. And you get 2 7 grams of flour, so you get half an ounce of flour in this box. And it's special to see the flour that went into the hash hole. It's special to get a collectible item. The carrot's like a vessel for the hash hole, right? Creativity is endless now. The cool shit that we're gonna make, and we're gonna put the hash hole in, it's endless. So it excites me. And it's something limited. We made 500 boxes of, and it's different for the consumer to consume something like this from a cannabis company.
So you made 500. I was just gonna ask how many were made. Yeah, and it says it's dropping in January 2023, so by the time this airs, it's probably going to be available. When is it dropping in January? Are they already available?
It's going to be available on the 21st at a pop-up we're doing, and then we have pre-orders on our website, fidelsclothing.com, so you can pre-order it nationwide, and it'll come to your doorstep.
Awesome. So you heard that at home. So let's take another look here.
I ain't never had a yerba till today.
What do you think?
It's yerba things.
Yeah. This is your brother?
That's my middle brother, Serge.
Yeah?
My blood brother.
Where's this at?
That's in Hawaii. I think it's Chinaman's hat.
Hawaii.
I think it's what it's called.
Family's obviously important to you.
Very, very. They're inspirational.
Your girlfriend?
That's my fiance.
Fiance.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
that's rule number 1. When you go from girlfriend to fiance, you got to call her fiance.
Definitely.
They'll pull your card right away. And that's my dog, Lucy.
Beautiful dog. Beautiful family. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
What everybody strives for. A beautiful, healthy family.
Thank you.
This is you, it looks like, at the Trans Bay Challenge, huh? So here's some footage right here of your first place victory. And this was this was held between San Francisco and LA?
This one was LA. This was the first LA. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool. I strongly recommend other brands to invest in content creation and videography. It is so important. If I can drop any gems for y'all, do it.
Yeah, you do a great job at constantly capturing where you guys are at. You have a presence at every event. Your booth is super cool. It's I don't know if you can tell by the video, but it actually is inflatable. So you guys bring it broken down and then you fill it with air for the tables. You even have a couch. Can you tell us about how you found a cool booth like that and what makes you always want to be different? Like, how do you find avenues to be different all the time?
I was curious enough to pay attention to other people's marketing, right? And then I always see like those inflatable things where it's
like
going,
the car salesman guy.
Yeah. And then one day I seen one that was just a straight tube, and I was curious enough to go look at the label, right? Who manufactures this thing? So I looked them up. They make a lot of cool shit, and we applied it to something in the cannabis industry with it, which is our brand. We put our branding on it, our leaf print on it that we're known for, and we made the cube, which is the overhead. We have couches, tables, hash hole tables, and it all collapses. You could travel anywhere. You could literally pop up. So,
Literally. Yeah, I forgot they're actual hash holes too. So when you're looking at the table, you can see the hash hole burning in the joint. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely the first company I've seen doing that.
they're called Axiom. If anyone else wants to use them.
Damn, the free plug. Look at
free
this
plug,
guy.
yeah.
That's open source. You got to appreciate what a guy. We'll take one more look at your Instagram here because you guys do such a great job at collaborations. Here's one with Aaron Kai. If you're familiar with his style at home, it's super recognizable, super cool. Can you tell us a little bit about how this collaboration ended up coming to Genesis?
I was a fan of Aaron Kai, so that's where it began, right? It's always knowing someone as a person, being a fan of them, and building off of that. And I had met him at Designer Con. I went and copped some of his stuff, got to chop it up with him. I gave him some hash holes that I did a forced collab. Designer Con, I threw a label on and I gave it out to notable people over there. That's my business card. It's an expensive business card, it's the hash hole. And we clicked. He fucked with the hash hole. And then we met a couple times and we talked about making a box together. And we got to do 2 different boxes. So one thing Aaron instilled in me, he was like, if I work with somebody, I would like to do like a continuous thing. This is what I told you when I first met you too. I don't like working with someone doing a one-off collab, which is great, but let's build off of that. Let's do it annually. Let's make more of them. And that's what we did. Our first box had a t-shirt, a hash hole, a mini hash hole, and some flour, and an artwork signed by Aaron Kai, which was great. Next one, we did board shorts. I hired 2 different board shorts.
As we can see here, yeah.
A tee, it's different. Like, we went through a process of doing that. There was saying no and saying yes to different models and all this cool shit. But we did that too. And it just shows
So cool.
like you take an artist and a brand like ours and what it can become.
And you create unique new ideas. It's not just trying to force one style with another. You come up with symbiotic designs that are really reflective of both brands.
Yeah.
And it's really a great lesson for those at home that you mentioned that you just took it upon yourself to go out and pass out your business card, the product that you believe in, and you just took it upon yourself to give it to the people that you want to work with. I feel like sometimes people can underestimate how far just face-to-face interactions go and actually just getting out there and trying. So the fact that you mentioned that's really cool. I didn't know if you had a previous relationship with him or something, but no, you just went up to him at an event and put your product in his hand. Huh?
Yeah, you build off of that. I truly think you put yourself in those situations, and yeah, that's what happened there. I don't like meeting someone and talking about a collab off the first time. You know, it's like we're sleeping together. It's the first date, but it's like you really want to build. You want to know how someone is in life before business.
Yeah, that's a great lesson. All right, are you ready for another dab?
I think I am. The coughs are coming out.
All right, this one is going to be a little bit harder, so we're going to be getting into the major leagues, and this one is going to be the Big Dirty. So this one, we're gonna have to heat it up a little bit harder than the last one. So we're gonna wanna get our dabs ready first because they're gonna cool down quick, bud.
All right. See, that's something you learn when you don't take hot dabs.
Once you're 6 episodes into a season like me, you know how you have to prepare yourself. Okay, now we're ready to heat it up.
Here we go.
So we're gonna have to get this just as hot as the last round, but this time we're not gonna have as much time to cool it down. Did you turn your reader on yet?
I did not.
Yeah, get that bitch turned on and warmed up. Yeah,
Cheers,
is she
my
purring?
friend.
Cheers, dude. First cheers on the show with the torch. When was the last time you've ripped a 750-degree dab?
Long time ago. A long time ago in a galaxy far away. Oh boy.
This is the section.
What do you think about the 750? What's your take on it?
750, I think Dan was supposed to be at this fucking table with us today, and he called in sick. I think he was playing it hooky. Is that what they call it?
Yep.
Dan played hooky on us, the creative director for Fidels. He was supposed to rip this hot one with us, but he said he had a tummy ache.
Shout out Dan. We're gonna take it for him.
Yeah, we're gonna take it. I'm gonna hold mine in for Dan. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. Fuck that. All right, we're probably pretty much
We're
there.
good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. $825,
I'm at 926.
780. Here I go, my friends.
Hold on, you might be too hot.
No, man, no. Oh shit. He's right. I would have won it. I was about to go 850, my friends. 850.
I saved him.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Bon voyage. I'm not gonna lie. There's a little bit of fun in that one.
Yeah. It's like a roller coaster.
I think that was a Fidelity thing. That one was good.
You gonna start taking these at home for fun?
750, baby. I got 767 flowering lights. That's going to be my new dab temp. 767.
That should be the next strain.
Yep.
And then people are like, why is it named 767? That's what you're supposed to dab it at. Why does it taste like shit every time? At 767.
How are they going to know? Oh, wow.
It's nice though, right?
Yeah.
What's like a cold
What's
plunge.
after this?
850 and then 900.
Yikes.
Yeah, as you can see, there's not much to clean up. It got pretty scorched. These nails started out brand new at episode 1. They're becoming artifacts.
Oh, man. Where are the nail sponsors at, man? Let's go. Get them in here. Right here. Come on, man.
You heard them.
Yep. Prime time.
Slide in the DMs
Yep.
if you want your nails featured on the show. We'll chazz the fuck out of them, and we'll let people know how durable they are. We'll put them to the test truly. From fucking 650 to 900.
Shout out all the chazzers.
Is chazzing your nail a good thing or a bad thing, in your opinion?
A bad thing. It's equivalent to like a toe picture, like the foot picture. That's like
A toe picture?
You know when people have like weird toes and they're
Like when
like,
they-
and you see it, you'll always look at their face, but
Are you
remember
talking
their
about like
toes.
Quentin Tarantino?
No.
I don't
Yeah.
see a lot of people on my story with their feet.
No, I mentioned
Fuck, there's-
I don't know how the fuck we're gonna take 850.
that's what I'm saying. Like, people underestimate, like, even having a conversation after these. It's an art in itself, so we're here trying. Believe me, I wish I could do better, people, but I'm doing my best. Okay. So, Dan, you were supposed to be here with us today. But, Fidel, I think you can handle the questions that I was going to bring up, because they're for both of you anyway. Can you tell us, so for anybody at home that doesn't know, Dan, we mentioned earlier, helps you with all the creative work, coming up with designs, collaborations. He does a great job. He helps me with a lot of my stuff, too. How did you meet Dan?
I met Dan. I like saying this. I met Dan out of my comfort zone. I was just gonna stay home and not go to this Hall of Flowers trip years back, and my girl told me, you should go, something cool will happen. Honestly, that Hall of Flowers trip really inspired a lot. On that trip, I got to meet Dan. At the time, he worked for a vape company.
Never knew that.
Yeah. We revealed your secrets, Daniel.
That's cool.
But yeah.
An important thing that I've been trying to do more, too, is getting outside of your comfort zone. Like, we talked about that earlier, just showing up. Getting out there is half the battle.
Yep, you should do it. You should insert yourself in places you don't want to be sometimes, and a lot of greatness comes in with that. I met Dan, and he was working for a vape company, and we just clicked at that time. He was making custom tables for other brands, and I peeped that, and he was like, I want to make something for you, and he made me a dope table with his brother, and we built our relationship off of that. He then started helping me out with all the design work. We started doing the packaging early on together, and that kind of triggered us investing into printers. So all the cool shit, from the Hashholes to the eighth jars to the rosin jars that we do, it's all printed in-house. We started from one printer. I think we got 6 printers now. We just added one in my parents' house. Dan added another one in his house. He built a whole back house just to have printers there.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's evolved and opened so many doors.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's my right hand. Definitely is.
Dan never even told me how much he was leveling up like that, because he's such a modest guy. You gotta love that about him.
He'll never show it.
It's hard to find sincere people, genuine authenticity in the industry. So when you find it, you gotta hold on to it. So you got a great partner in that.
Facts. Team is everything. The team is everything.
Yeah, we keep harping on that. We keep going back to it, but it's really important that if you find solid individuals, you find a way to keep them in your life. Can you tell us a little bit about what went into the creative process to create your Fidels logo?
Yeah, I definitely can. So I had a childhood friend in Beirut, Lebanon. That's where I'm from, in the Middle East. He's responsible for doing like branding packages for restaurants and hotels. So like the menus that you see, their logos, and how that all looks aesthetically. And I reached out to him. I'm like, you think you can create something for a brand that I have that I'm building on my own? I was still at the hydro shop at the time, in perspective. And he hand drew a little over 100 logos. And I liked a lot of them. Like, a lot of them were really cool. I still have the video to this day. I should post it back up on this profile. It was really dope just seeing the process of hand-drawn logo. I think so many to choose from. Story of my childhood friend helping me out with it. And what it led to was our particular logo, our Fidels logo. It was hand-drawn on a Lucky Strike cigarette box. And I looked at it. I'm like, that's it. That was my first reaction. But the only thing that kept coming up in my head is that it's timeless. You want to look at a logo, you want to be like, this will age well. See it 30, 50 years from now, and it'll still give me that same feel, and that's what I felt.
Yeah, it definitely does have a timeless look, and it's super recognizable anywhere you see it. I see you guys sponsoring events, and anytime you guys are a sponsor on a billboard, your logo is one of the first ones that pops out to me. So you did a great job with identifying something that would be timeless there, buddy.
Thank you. Get raspy at 7:50.
This is no joke, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sounding like
giving us some time. Hey, I'm from Brooklyn, man. I got the ace. If you need it at the bodega,
God.
I'm gonna send a couple guys over if you don't give me that sack. The sack we talk about. Where do you derive your creative process from? Is there anything that kind of puts you in the mode to create?
Yeah. Good conversations and weed.
Yeah.
Good conversations and weed. There's a lot of special things that come out of that, and I think you're at your comfort zone. Think the best. You think the clearest when you're smoking and you're having a convo with somebody, and that often happens with me and Dan. It happens with my homie Omid. We're always just smoking and talking about what if, and I'm about making what if real. I'm tired of having stoned ideas and not doing shit about it. I'm about it.
Yeah. Take some action.
Yeah, take action.
But that's very true. It's a lot of times, like, the best times are just when you're vibing with the homies, you know? Just having conversations when we meet up at, like, events and stuff. That gets my creative juices flowing, just being around you guys.
You too, man. You drive the shit out of me, like, all the cool shit you do.
You fucking drive me. When you're looking for a new merchandising drop, how do you identify partners that you guys want to collab with?
I look for someone that brings just as much to the table as I do, in some sense. I look for audience crossover. I like seeing people's traction and how, if people have an authentic, real following. I think I do.
Not some bot followers?
Yeah. I think I've built it numerous times on the gram, too. Every time you lose your account, you're shadow banned and you build your following back up. I look at that in other brands and seeing their reactions to posts and all that, and it leads me to think that, in addition to Carrots being a really dope clothing brand, it's like people show out for him. People show out to support him. And that's the sort of following we have in cannabis. So crossing over those audiences really matter to me.
Yeah, definitely. Just when we were walking in here, you got recognized by some guy. Just
it's a trip.
Yeah, it shows you recognizability. How do you say that? Recognability factor?
Recognizable.
Recognability factor?
Yeah. I realized that factor happened.
People know what the fuck you look like.
I realized that happened, bro, when I was in Miami and I was on the jet ski in the water and somebody was flagging me down yelling Fidel. Yeah, and that was my first time in Miami.
I thought you were gonna say you got struck with an idea when you were out there vibing, but there was just somebody like, yo, I know you.
Flagging me down.
I almost just knocked my phone over. Well, I feel like we're almost ready for the 850. Oh, well, yeah.
Ready?
Wait, last question. If you could collab with any brand in the world, not a weed brand or not anybody that you've already collabed with, any single brand in the world, who would it be?
I think without a doubt, and not even because you're wearing it right now, Kith.
Yeah, that's
Kith.
ironic.
I think Ronnie Fieg, the owner of Kith, really shows how working with a company should be, how making clothing should be, how setting trends should be. So that's something I aspire to do one day, and hopefully I cross paths with them.
Yeah, shout out to Kith.
Yeah, shout out to Kith.
If you see this, hit up Fidels.
Kith,
that would be a sick.
Kith Fidelity things. Let's do it. Come on.
I can see it on the shelves in West Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
The pop-up would be huge, actually. That would be sick.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good answer. All right. Are you fucking ready for an 850-degree day?
As ready as I could be, brother.
All right. This one's going to be some solventless Sunday. All All right. So this is some solventless Sunday. And this is 2 strains in 1 jar. Yeah, that's right. 2 strains, 1 jar. This is some Cushman's cold cure with some ice cream cake rosin sauce lathered over top. It's drizzled over top, actually, like an ice cream sundae. That's why we call it the solventless sundae, because it's solventless, made with only ice, water, heat, and pressure. None of that bullshit. No chemicals. Only the good stuff. So for this dab, it doesn't matter. We're not going to taste it because we're going in at 850 degrees, which means we're going to need a pretty big sized dab if we're going to get anything, because it's going to almost instantly incinerate on the nail.
Okay. Okay, damn.
I
am the captain now.
I'm going to pass you over this solventless sundae.
Let's go. Pass that thing.
And we got a surprise for this round.
Oh, fuck. I'm like nervous. I'm like nervous.
We got the rosin roulette wheel.
Oh man. What's the best case scenario for me right here and the worst case scenario?
You have some really good case scenarios. So the best case scenario is going to be you hitting that -150, because that's going to make you only have to take a 700 degree dab. But worst case scenario, you hit hot dab and you still take it.
Okay.
And then there's also a couple edible choices on the table.
Oh shit.
And if you hit those, they don't have a milligram choice because I'm just playing dealer's choice today.
Okay.
Let's make them 100 milligrams you have to eat. So that'd be 10 pieces.
Come on, man. You can't do that.
Hey, it's dealer's choice today. There's no rules. Everything's made up. Nothing matters.
Oh shit.
All right? So are you ready to spin? Now listen, you don't have to spin the wheel. You can just take the dab.
No,
Nobody's ever done that before.
No. I want that -150, man. I'm going for it.
All right.
I'm going for
Will it into existence.
I grew up
Spin the wheel.
I grew up watching Prices.
Oh, wait, not that way.
Which way?
Yeah.
Other
No,
way?
no.
This
Yeah.
way? Like this? What?
I'm just fucking with you. You got it.
All right.
You just got it. Uh-oh. What's he going to land on? Oh, you fucking
yeah,
bastard.
let's go.
We're saving them today. All right, the Fideliting came through with a -150, which means he's only going to have to go in at 700 degrees.
That works
You're going to
out for me.
enjoy it, yeah. So you're just going to have to make sure that you go in at your temp, because I'm going to be going in at a higher temp.
We're good. Low temp Timmy.
Low temp Timmy. Is that a nursery rhyme?
Nah, I was looking at my notifications one day and some dude followed me named Low Temp Timmy. I couldn't stop saying it since. Hell yeah.
These would be high temp Hanks.
High temp Hank. That's a good one.
Good finesse on that spin, bud.
Yep.
I don't know how you did it. I'm gonna check the wheel for it being rigged after this.
I let Jesus take the wheel.
I don't know. That felt like some Bill Belichick kind of deflate gate to me. I think Fidel took a screw out of the wheel and made it land on that on purpose.
Low-key, I was taking hot dabs early on, man.
Yeah, make sure you get that lined up, because you're gonna.
Yeah.
Fidel's is really going in at 900 over there, sacrificing himself.
I am the sacrificial lamb. 750. It's a 700, right?
Yeah, 700.
Here we go. Here we go. There was flying shards of rosin.
Yeah? You gotta watch out, shrapnel.
It's really, I believe like when you hit it hot, a bunch of other shit combusts. But I also believe like certain terpenes bust at those higher temps too that you're not getting at the lower ones. And it really, I don't want to taste good at 7. Fucked my throat up, it was hot. He's a dragon. He's a dragon.
That sucked.
You took that like a champ.
Man, this is the point of the show where we start to fall apart.
Oh, God.
God. Did you have anything left to clean up? At 700, you might have had a little bit.
Nah, not too much.
How'd it taste? You said you like those fucking terps that are busting off at 700.
Yeah, I liked it.
You said you like the high bust terps?
Yeah. Bust
Them
me
big
down.
busters.
Bust me down, tings.
Fidel likes them big busters. Oh, fuck.
Bust me Tory.
All right, I don't have much to clean up. My nail's fucked. Unfortunately for you, there's no way to get out of the 900-degree dab.
Chazzing. We're coming for you, Chaz.
We'll do half grams, too, if you want. But before we get to
Yeah, half-gram dabs. Dab a mini.
But before we get to that, I have some important questions to get to that I wanted to address before we get too high.
I'm so fucked up, I was ready to get to the next dab. All right, let's
He's just
go.
rushing to get out of here. He's, like, he's already got the driver out front. No, I have a couple important questions to get to before we get out of here.
Let's do it.
How far east can you go before it becomes west?
Is it a serious question?
I've been wondering.
Like from here? I just fucking with y'all, man.
We are due west. So if we started from here, how far would we have to go?
On a beach in Hawaii.
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
Yeah, I proposed to my girl there.
Really?
I've been there like 4 times,
It's sick there.
but only to Oahu.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. It's so cultured. It's beautiful.
You ever
we
see the
went we went
turtles?
from being really high to talking about Hawaii.
Did you see the turtles?
I saw turtles. I swam with turtles.
Did you touch them? You're not allowed.
Don't ask.
Cut that
don't
out.
tell. Yep.
One time
I could tell you a story we can cut out about Hawaii.
Don't say it on the camera. Fidel stole a sea turtle from fucking Hawaii. And that's how that Aaron Kai fucking collab started. Aaron Kai had to come track his ass down and save the sea turtle. It all comes out.
Brother,
That's all he said.
brother, where's the turtles?
Where the turtles at, brother? You can't take those. No,
Shout out all my wife. I love Hawaii,
Cut that
man.
all
Yeah,
out.
cut that out.
Cut that out.
Cut the shit.
Okay. But seriously, if pros and cons are opposites, wouldn't the opposite of progress be Congress?
Yes.
Damn, that's controversial. All right, we'll cut that out. When does it stop being partly cloudy and start being partly sunny?
When the sun comes out.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Oh. Is there a time limit on the fortune cookie predictions? Is your last one void when you open a new one, or do they all count forever? Or is it like a 30-day thing?
As long as you can remember it. There you go.
You heard it there. If you could smoke weed with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Damn. Bob Marley.
Good answer. What would you smoke with them?
A lamb's breath cross. Because that was his strain, they said.
Nice. Yeah. Is a pound of weed $4.48 or $4.54?
This is a fight. I'm gonna give you game. 470 with the bag. That's
With
how
a
you,
turkey bag?
Yeah, that's how you do the continued business. You feel me? 470 with the bag.
You heard it here. I don't know.
Talking about standard turkey bags, 1 pound bags. Don't get to no different sizes and tings. Your 16 to 18 gram bags.
Yeah, don't dig around.
Yeah, 470 with the bag.
All right, last question before we get into this fucking scorcher. What advice, if any, would you give a young Fidel?
Take risks sooner.
Sooner.
Listen to your heart sooner. You become independent at some age, you feel me? Like whenever you feel it, right? But we have a tendency of listening to other people's voice before we leap off the cliff, right? Leap off the cliff.
Just
Don't
fucking
listen.
jump.
Yeah, don't listen.
Yeah, that's good advice. All right, you ready to leap off this cliff?
Yeah, I'm ready. We're going for the Tony Hawk 900, baby. So there's a cover band called like the 900, right? I just stumbled across this the other day.
Who? Cover band of who? Tony Hawk?
It's I think they do
Where
all
they
the
play his songs.
The songs, right? From the video games.
No
right?
way.
So I don't know what state it was in the other day.
That's sick.
Tony Hawk came out with them.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, the
That's
900.
sick.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
sick.
cool.
So do a 900 collab.
900.
Yeah, 900 hit us up. Actually, 900 hit me up. I'm doing 900s. Hit me up. Fuck, you're skateboarders. You probably want to smoke weed and shit.
Yep.
All right, there it is. Thanks, Fidel.
Did you watch the 900 when he did that? Did you see
Oh,
it
I know
live?
what it is. Yeah.
I was watching it. Like I was
3 of them
when we used to-
bitches,
Yeah, when
right?
we saw it live. It was a moment. Let's do the 900. I'm ready.
All right, for this last dab.
This shit's still hot, bro.
Yeah, wait, we got to get our dab scooped and everything. This last
God.
dab is creme de la mendo.
Yeah. We going.
You know what we usually do on the last dab?
Tell me. What is that? What's that? It's a count. What are we counting? Well, go on.
So for this last dab, we like to see just how long you can hold it in. A little
At
game.
900?
A little game we like to call the last dab.
This is more than a podcast, man. This is a triathlon right here. We going. We ready.
Yeah. And
What's the current longest?
28.41 seconds by Holy Rollers. The next highest is like what, 12 seconds?
Whoa.
The next highest is like 3 seconds.
What is
Wait, what did Masonic get? Like 8. Yeah, so
Mace at 8?
Oh, did he? His is controversial.
Yeah, it's
I might let you guys down on this one, man. Fidelity never lets you down, but
It was 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
you should have the top 5, right?
Yeah, we need to make a leaderboard.
Yep.
At the end of the
leaderboard
season,
tings.
we'll have a belt. I have to get a belt made for the winner, and then it'll pass around season to season.
Fire. See
Or-
what happens when you're high? Do you see
Yeah.
what happens? This is
Actually, no, they just get to keep it. Whoever wins season 1 gets to keep their belt, and then season 2, and then we'll have Champions League after we do this for a while, where like each winner will like face off with just like a flamethrower. We'll just be like cooking like s'mores, but they're just with their own hash on the fucking.
I'm down.
All right, 900.
The
You
900.
got your dab scooped.
I got my
He's
dab
going in
scoop.
big.
Fuck, man.
I need to take more. Slide me back
I don't,
over.
but you got to get it a whole new tempo down to how quick it heats up.
Oh, you're gonna have to heat it up hot as fuck. And it's not immediate, because we tried to go in at 950 originally for this, and it'll catch fire. But at 900, you can
I'm
actually.
gonna throw my locks back for this one.
Yeah, seriously, be careful with those.
You said flame.
We do have a fire extinguisher.
I should be worried. I should be worried.
So the timer starts as soon as you start hitting the rig. We'll see how long you can hold it in for. If you go over 28.41 seconds, you're the new leader. But judging by the size of that dab over there, I don't think you're going to be holding that in for long.
Oh fuck. This could dictate the rest of your day.
Oh, this is definitely a day dictator for sure.
Oh man. Can you guys like see the worry in my face?
There's some distraught.
Here we go. Oh shit. Alright. It's gonna be pretty instant. 980. 950. Fuck.
Don't hold that in. You're going to die.
Tastes like the butane shit in my mouth. Oh my god. I don't know what I want to do.
Did he hold it in? 8 seconds.
It's controversial. Top 3.
He earned it. He got top 3.
You know what was scary? I don't think the camera saw this, right? There was a fucking flame in this bitch when I was hitting it, like on the inside, bro. I was dancing with my throat. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's.
You got milk in there.
I know. I'm scared.
What'd that one taste like?
I can't tell you. I've never tasted that before. I've never tasted that before, to be honest with you.
Ugh. Mine tasted like the pop can.
I thought I took hot dabs back in the day. This is hot dabs with Fideli.
So for this last segment, we know we're a little bit fucked up, so we don't need to talk about much. We like to do a little self-reflection.
Okay.
We're just gonna draw a picture.
Okay. I never do these things.
Just show how you're feeling. It could be inside, it could be outside, it could be all around. We got some crayons here for you today.
It's color time.
This is a little segment we like to call High Self-Portrait. See?
Okay.
So the theme can be anything, and you can go any way you want. Whatever you're feeling, let us know.
You know these crayons got cool names, right? Like the colors that they use on them? That's pretty dope.
Yeah, don't tell people that. We can start naming our weed this.
Yep.
Next month,
Come on.
Verde Mar.
Yep.
Dope as fuck. When was the last time you've drawn some crayons?
In school. A long time ago. I don't know. I seldom draw. I should draw more. I don't know what I almost got what I was envisioning. I'm gonna just stop. I was high and I was thinking about the infinity symbol.
Whoa!
I was trying to do it with 2 colors, but yeah.
Fidels.
That's as creative as we got in school too.
He's fucking infinite.
Infinity tings. Forever tings.
I'm working on a masterpiece over here today. I was feeling inspired.
You're drawing. What are you gonna do with these after?
I'm saving them all. We're gonna make a lookbook. Sky's the limit.
Oh, dope. Dope, I see you. I love it. Yep, dreadlock tings.
They're flying in the fucking wind though, because you're going so fast. They're all.
Okay.
And I'm over here on the.
Do you do all the artwork?
Hell no. I'm over here. I got my towel, but actually I'm over here like.
You're dabbing.
No, I'm like. I'm so proud of you, bro. Good job.
I like that.
I'm so proud of you, bro.
Hell yeah.
And
That's
I'm
the
saying
wave,
good
bro.
job
Thank
from each, because you're catching the wave
Thank you, bro.
that I could
That's
only
right,
one day
man.
hope to
Yeah.
catch.
And that wave is the hash hole.
Ooh, the center burning hash hole.
Yep.
You can't see it, but it's
There.
and that fucking palm tree is the Verde Mar, and that's our next strain. So
Yeah, let's
look
go.
for that.
Oh, you want to use the cell phone camera?
Oh yeah, let's check these
How's it,
out.
man?
Fidel, you already showed yours, huh? Oh shit.
Turn it sideways. Yeah.
Wave rider Fidelity.
Fidels is really riding a wave, and I'm really not.
Good job, man.
Super proud. All right. All right, Fidel, you ripped the 575, you ripped the 650, you ripped the 750, you didn't fucking rip an 850 because you got the negative 150, so you ripped the 7, but you did rip the 9, and that means you've earned some FaceTime. That camera, this camera, and that camera. What do you got going on? What do you want to say? Anything you want, this is your time.
Let's see. I'm high. What am I gonna say? Yeah, man. Just keep going. I made a brand that's pretty special. I got the face to my brand. I'm really happy about that. We actually grow our weed. We took the long way to do this. You feel me? We built our own facility. We single source everything, package everything in house, print everything in house. It's a Fidelity thing. Support my movement. Go to fidelsclothing.com. Go to fidelsworldwide.com. You can get all my products delivered straight to your doorstep. It's fidelsworldwide.com. And yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to sit here with you. I can't wait to come back in the future, do another episode. Hopefully we get Dabber Dan here with us and do some Dabber tings.
Next time, Dabber Dan. We're going to bring the whole team on next time. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. And everybody at home, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.